Mr. Benny Wenga. Please join our dear Governor front on the bench. Thank you. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to inaugural launching for the International Lawyers for West Papua. Today marks a historical day in the timeline of West Papuan people and also for Papua New Guinea. So we'd like to thank and extend a warm welcome to all of you, friends from the Guinea law fraternity who are here, and West Papuan community at the back. Thank you for being here. We'd like to also welcome, please put your hands together to welcome our dear Governor, Honorable West Papua. I'd also like to kindly ask you all to please stand before we proceed, and we'd like to begin with the singing of the West Papuan National Anthem. If you don't mind, can I ask you all to please stand? If you don't know the words, don't worry. We're going to sing the first verse and the seventh verse, led by Brother Freddie. Maybe 1 minute silence for fallen leaders, patriots, brothers, sisters, family, mothers, aunties, uncles who have fought for the struggle of West Papua. This year will mark the 41st year of the struggle. So I'd like you to all please bow your heads for a minute silence. Thank you. Thank you very much. You may take your seats. Thank you for your presence. Also, Mr. Rex Hoy, Executive Director for Foundations of Peoples of South Pacific, and also former Ambassador for Solomon Islands to the United Nations. Thank you for being here. We'd like to also acknowledge your presence. And to each and every one of the West Papuans who are here in the background, thank you for being here. And also, warm welcome to Mr. Benny Wenga for coming to beautiful Papua New Guinea and the most beautiful city in Papua New Guinea, thanks to our Governor, Honorable West Papua. Thank you very much for coming to PNG. Please give a round of applause to Mr. Benny Wenga. Welcome to our beautiful city. Thank you. All right. Before I go further, I'd like to remind you once again of why we're here. We're here for the launching of the International Lawyers for West Papua, the PNG chapter. The International Lawyers for West Papua has been launched around the world in a few countries, including the UK, and except Australia, of course, not yet. Papua New Guinea has fortunately within Australia in this leg. But today marks a historical day in the chapter of Papua New Guinea also, and most importantly in the chronological timeline of the historical struggle of the people of West Papua, which this year spans over 40 years, just 41st year this year. So we'd like to, for you all to remember that, and we also want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts as West Papuans, as fellow Melanesians, as sympathizers.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, Governor, distinguished guests, fellow lawyers from the legal fraternity, and the West Papuan community. The invitation for me to speak was shortcoming, so please bear with me for maybe 5 minutes to talk about the issue of West Papua and the passion that some of us had for the struggle. Papua New Guinea itself, as you know, do not have that many lawyers who are interested or at least practice in the area of human rights. For those who do practice in human rights, you know, not necessarily everybody can access. I started to work on this issue when I was still a law student, trained under the Honourable Governor himself over at ILWP. And I was asked to do permissive residency applications for the West Papuans living in the camps up at Guinea and in the border. And so that was how I became involved in the struggle. And my experience, from the experience that I've had, it's actually quite difficult to actually go to the UN and ask the UN for help for West Papuans who come across the border. And still up to today, we still struggle to at least get that recognition from the UN for the West Papuans in country. So with that, I'm quite delighted to be here to listen to Benny and also the Governor, who are also very passionate about these issues. And I'm hoping that, you know, from tonight's launching, we will get many more lawyers interested in fighting for the West Papuans. Simply because they are Melanesians, we share the same cultures, traditions, and we share the same land. So I think I'm Dr. Governor